world where darkness and deceit ruled, and authoritarians impose their will. One group of heroes dares to resist and be a beacon of hope and truth. They are the Rogue Resistance.
That's right. I'm back finally fighting him until I can't, because I sure as hell couldn't like a week ago, because I've been out sick. So it's nice to see everybody in the chat again. Nice to see everybody on the friggin' panel again. It's nice to actually stream again. I was pretty much confined to bed with pneumonia and bronchitis. It really sucked.
Well, Drew, it's your own fault. I told you when you go throwing that thing out there, be careful what you might catch. But you didn't listen.
Yeah. Somebody said that they had a comment censored, and I was going to say, yeah, Nelson, I did not censor any of your comments. So if it's anything, it was fucking YouTube probably. So, I can tell you I did not censor anything. But it's great to see everyone. I'm glad that you're all here. I'm glad to finally be back because, as I said, that ordeal kind of sucked. I've been on antibiotics all this past week, and I just felt super, super crummy. So I didn't do much of anything. So there was no show last week, and this week we're doing this one. I guess this is going to be the final, actually, Rogue Resistance. I'm going to probably be rebranding the show. It'll be most likely Underground Resistance, something like that. I think, there's it's time to like jazz it up just a little, change it up just a little. So we're gonna do that and be on the lookout for that. There might be one final Rogue Resistance next week, and then that will be probably it. Hey, Deej is cross-pollinating the shows. Boxy Theory. Boxy was robbed. Oh, and Hail the Pale. Nice. Oh man, it's good to see you, Teach. So let's go through the chat. Say hi to everybody. Now introduce our awesome panel. Hail, Steve. Great to see you, man. Stephen Walton's in the chat. Nice to see him. Of course, I'm not going to read Freeze's comment because he's right here next to me.
Yeah, I'll be speaking enough.
Yeah. Keely Chow's here. Hail to you, sir. Hail to, of course, Nelson the Gentleman, the censored one. Hail to the Clown World Review. What's up, Tony? Messiah 6, what's going on, brother? Great to see you. We've got our boy Lopter, Demon King of Inferno. Have you guys seen what happened with the Italian Senate? Someone put a risque video of Tipo Lockhart on the screen and broadcast it. That is funny. Big shout out to our boy Dragon Master 360. What's up, Dragon? What's going on with you? Hey, we've got the man from down under himself, Mr. Grant Gregory's in the house.
How's it going, everyone?
What's
Hey,
up?
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it
Good
going?
day. Good day.
Yeah.
Good day.
Yeah, Deed says you didn't think you would hear Boxy Theory with you playing that Battlestar clip, really? Oh, hail to Millennial Me, aka Fallon of the Phantom Collective. Please support the Phantom Collective and support Fallon's awesome channel. She is good people to.
How do they not have
support.
a bumper sticker that reads that yet, Drew? You know, support the Fandom Collective because the Fandom Collective will support you. Why do they not have that on the bumper sticker?
They need to, man. That would be awesome. Our boy Gomer Kyle, 79, is in the house. Good to see him. Grant, I hope you're doing well, my friend. Dude, I was down sick for a week, so yeah, it really sucked. But I'm glad you made it in for this. Yeah, of course. Next to Mr. Grant Gregory, we've got ETEP, the man, the myth, the legend.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's the People's Champion, Etep Wakui, and from the Place to Be Reviews, 971 subs right here with all of yous. 29 away from hitting the 1K mark. I think we can do that before the end of the week. It's only Tuesday night. I'd like to thank this guy over here to my right, the screen's left. Mr. Grant Gregory's been throwing it out there quite a bit. Phoenix Animation's been giving. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. Everybody tried Jeff the other morning on Good Morning Pop Culture from World Class Bullshitters. Gave me a shout out. Picked up some subs there. So I appreciate it. I've been at this almost 3 years now. And yeah, it's just onward and upward from here. Tomorrow night, we're kind of rebranding the Wednesday night show. So yeah, there's a lot going on. It was involuntary because I kind of liked the name. I'd gotten attached to it, but you know, fuck me, right? So yeah, we're switching that up, but it'll be me and Tony still. Actually, Mr. Grant Gregory and Culture Casino will be joining us tomorrow night over there on the Place to Be Reviews live Wednesday night. So yeah, join us. Thank you, Drew. Hail to this panel. Hail to the chat. Still the best chat on YouTube. You guys all rock. Love y'all.
And of course, we've got Freeze Peach Gaming, and good to see you, sir.
Yeah, good to see you too. Good to see this chat and be back on the panel. Hey, everybody, how's it going? You can catch me here on the YouTubes and the Odysseys. I'm just having a good time making videos. Frosk, that insufferable bitch over at G4 TV, has been really good for my channel lately. I have doubled my subs to 32.
No,
So
there
I'm
you
having a
go.
good time.
Well, I thought she was rebranded to Snaggletooth.
Yeah, Machine Gun Karen.
Oh God, you know that G4 reboot is just that's
so
like
sad.
dead before it's even there.
And I was looking forward to it too. That's the worst part.
I know we all were. Everybody that watched that was looking forward to it, and then they saw what it was, and they're like, "Oh God, it's woke central."
I'll tell you what, with everything that's been going on, though, there's not a whole lot to look forward to. Did you hear about the latest acquisition? Microsoft just bought out freaking Activision Blizzard.
We're gonna touch on that too, Tommy, because that was huge. Hail Kai MFS, man, great author. Of course, the man that penned Space Crime Domino. It's good to see Kai. So always great to see you, my friend. Thank you for the kind words. I am feeling better enough to finally get back on the streams, so that's good. And of course, we have Tommy, who is just talking up a storm. And you know, he's the man that runs the Guinea Pig Collective.
That's right, man. The pigs are always hungry. The pigs are always noisy. This is just what we do. It's not our fault.
He assimilates all the toes. And CJH is in the chat. What's up, CJ? Dwayne, what's going on with you? Good to see you. Thank you, buddy, for always being here, always being so supportive of the channel. And of course, last but not least, my co-host on Tuesdays and on Thursdays, He's the man that does it all. The guy that's the producer. The guy that's the XO. He is brightest day.
Brightest day here from the Battlestar Oa, reminding you that you can have pineapple on pizza, but you cannot have only pineapple on pizza. That's an order.
Nice. Hey, what's going on, Navy Turtle? Mr. Shellback's in the house. Great to see you. Tehillim, 29. Great to see you, my friend. Well, yeah, we have a lot brewing, guys. I know that Tommy mentioned a good one to lead off with, and I thought this was just absolutely tone deaf stupid, and that was I don't know if you guys saw on Monday, yesterday on MLK Day. So our brilliant president decides he's going to make the comparison that George Floyd's death was still somehow more impactful than Martin Luther King.
Hey, man, George Floyd's the greatest black man to ever live. Hey, he's there. You're talking about Saint Floyd of fentanyl.
I'm completely myth on this. Like, how could he be more impactful than me in the new Star Wars show with Solo? There's no way. Did you see what I did to that droid? Oh, wait a minute. That was in the scenes that was removed from the movie. Never mind. You would have loved it, though. You could probably check it out on Pornhub.
How many times you guys say George Floyd? Somebody say fentanyl, baby. I'm here. Did I miss the 5 o'clock free fentanyl giveaway? Oh, Jesus.
This is seriously. I mean, this has to be one of the complete most tone deaf comments I've ever seen from a world leader. Period. Hey, Tree Rock Creations, great to see you, buddy.
I mean, that got past the speechwriter. That got past the guy who had to put it on the teleprompter. That got past the guy who had to speak it into his earpiece.
Hail to Ruben as well.
He's making George Bush's Bushism sound intelligent by proxy.
Yeah, it's actually true.
That is a feat of like Olympic level like standards right there too, because I mean W and this guy rival each other in terms of sheer stupidity, but Biden's got at least senility and early onset, if not full blown dementia on him.
Let's watch this clip because this is just.
They both inherited the presidency, so it's in common as well.
Yeah, this is cringy.
But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact that George Floyd's death did. But even Dr. King's assassination did not have the worldwide impact.
I have to agree. You know, Dr. King never bought 2 packs of cigarettes and a Red Bull with a fake 20.
This is true.
What he's saying is we didn't leverage that one quite as hard as we did George's.
Yeah,
I mean that's actually an indictment on the media and everything. In other words, was the media didn't give a shit to put a narrative spin on it like they did now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I mean, I just don't know how you can make that asinine a comment and actually believe that.
You take the comparisons. You're taking a guy who was hopped on fentanyl, who actually put a gun to a pregnant lady's belly, and then you're comparing him to somebody who was a civil rights leader and who did it without violence. Like, how do you even make that comparison? And oh my God, it's so ridiculous. And then to do it on Martin Luther King's birthday too, of all fucking times to do it. What a douche.
Tommy, 81 million votes. 81 million. 81 million.
Yeah.
Votes.
Oh, yeah. Because altogether there were more votes than there were registered voters. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. It's so
exactly. I'm shocked that he didn't put in a motion to make George Floyd's any day a holiday on Martin Luther King Day.
Maybe that's his preemptive strike to change it to George Floyd Day.
I think we should. I mean we're changing Thanksgiving to Indigenous Peoples Day. I think we should.
Yep.
It's the typical Hollywood mentality. You take something that was good, something that was old, you break it down and replace it with a much more inferior product. He's doing it that Hollywood's been doing for years. He's just now doing it with real life people.
Hey, Rita, great to see you. I appreciate you being here, darling. Thank you so much for being here and always being so supportive.
I just want to say, just in honor of George Floyd and the Martin Luther King crossover, I can't dream.
Hale looks back Linux laptop. What's up, buddy? Yeah, it just oh my god, I can't fucking believe that somebody would say that with a straight face. It's just absolutely astounding to me. It's just like, my god,
I can believe it. This is the same guy that promised that we would have Truth and Shabbat pressures by now, and we still haven't seen those.
Well, you know,
Medicath care.
Well, you know the thing is, okay, if you think about it, the civil rights, the actual civil rights movement, we're talking about Martin Luther King, and we're talking about, Sojourner Truth and the people that we grew up actually learning about. Okay, compared to the quote anti-racist movement, it's such a clear and distinct difference there, because one is actually just racist, and the other is actual organic progress, which is what they claim that they're about. Modern day is progressives, but they're not progressive at all.
I think a lot of it comes down from it's the same people that have been trying to control the institutions for a long time. The progressive socialists have been working their way through the school systems and into politics and into big business and corporations now. They lost the ability to use, once civil rights was essentially achieved, and sure, it took a long time. It wasn't really until the 80s that we saw it stop at things like redlining and the like, but they no longer had control over the narrative there, so they had to rebrand it. And it's the same people who are using racism to try and gain control now have to become the racist to gain control.
It is. It's absolutely just
gaslighting and projection.
Yeah, you're spot on with that, Zach. That's what it is. But that's modern. That's modern politics for you now. It's gaslighting every which way, on every end. And the media is the number one proprietor of that. And then it's just fed off of by the tribalistic sides, and to a lesser degree, the right does it too. But the left primarily, they are the biggest offenders in that area for sure. Ironcaster, great to see you, bud. I hope that you've been well. Hail Terminus Est is here, man. Great to see you, bud. The chat.
That's another funny thing, though. I mean, the terminology of racist, how it's changed over the years. Like, because at one time, a racist was somebody who hated somebody from another culture, regardless, and it didn't even necessarily have anything to do with color. Because at one time, the Brits were extremely racist against all the Irish that were coming to this country.
Lord Fauci said,
"There's an example," and then you had the Ku Klux Klan that was extremely racist against the Jews, and to a degree, some of the Irish and everything too at the time. So, the connotation that they're using in today is it's so ridiculous, because now the only people that can be racist are people of lighter skin tones.
and those who don't like Boba Fett.
Yeah. Lord Fauci said, "There's a solution to all of this, and it's the boosters."
You're wrong. It's not just the boosters. It's the mask. You gotta wear your face diaper.
Trump's in there, and he said, "I agree. Best booster I ever got. I recommend the booster for everyone. I'm totally not a sellout."
I'm amazed you are allowed to call your account that name. I'm surprised they didn't just block that immediately.
I know.
Oh man,
there's this weird parallel between a past group of people that tried to define what was white and a current group of people that try to define what is white, and the definition is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Well, I had to inform my Asian neighbor that he's now white. He didn't really approve of it, but I had to sit him down and tell him, "No, you're one of us now."
Be Korean, because that could be really useful. Just get him on a
Look,
No, he's Thai, and he really
You
didn't
guys-
appreciate
Good.
it, so it was even better. Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to celebrate the fact that Jasmine rice is now for white people. Yes.
It
you
is.
got,
I thought
you got to be careful. You got to watch, man, because the Asians, remember, they're white adjacent. All right. Mexicans
Right.
can situationally be white if they happen to shoot a kid that's attacking them. But they were just out trying to get Skittles and iced tea. So you got to be careful of situational whiteness. It can jump up and get you.
Well,
Situational
ETEP, that whole white adjacent thing, that's gone. I mean, did you forget, like, right at the end of 2021, we had a big win in the race draft, and we acquired the Asians. Did you forget about that?
I will not believe that Asian
I'm
people.
considered white now.
I will not believe that Asian
We
people are
all,
white until I can pick up sushi from McDonald's. Okay.
No, man.
I wouldn't if I could.
No.
Hey, Marby Dog says Frosty Snowman is white. Who doesn't like a snowman?
That snowman is problematic.
Yeah.
I'm sick of all these white
Yeah, have you seen the
snowmen.
size of
Hey,
his
look,
carrot?
Alec Baldwin is in the chat. He said, "Go ahead, Tommy. You can read this one."
Hold on. I need to get the proper face on, because I don't know. Look, I don't know who this Joker is, but I'm the real Alec Baldwin. You could try to shoot that one again, kid, but I'll read it for you anyway. There's only one way to deal with these white people, and that's to have my people that are working on all the guns and everything and loading them up take care of them. Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't that. It was the Republicans. I'm certain of it. They're the ones that pulled the trigger on that gun, and I can prove it.
The trigger was never pulled, though. Obviously,
Right.
he didn't pull the trigger, because no one's ever held a single action revolver before. Those hammers just fly like crazy.
So Miss Raina, if you're new to the channel, this is kind of like a jack of all trades channel, and yes, I'm welcoming to everybody. I do know, a number of different indie comics creators. So, I think that indie creators are awesome in my book. So, yeah. Messiah 6 says, my pronouns are daddy and poppy.
Nice. Poppy.
Ironcaster says bubble tea was picked up in the racial draft. Apparently, that was supposedly Koreans appropriating black culture. Gomer Kyle 79. I thought the Asians took the Wu-Tang Clan in the draft.
The Asians did take the Wu-Tang Clan, and the Jews drafted. We drafted Lenny Kravitz.
Yep.
Actually, it was Lenny Kravitz.
Oy.
Oh,
Let me-
man.
I need to kvetch for a minute. Let me kvetch.
Tom Hanks says, I swear I wasn't involved in this.
Oh, he couldn't be. He ran off to France.
And then Grace.
Tehillim says,
Yeah.
the science says the pronouns fired the trigger.
You're not wrong, Tehillim. You're not wrong.
Oh God. So speaking of complete farcical things, the one of the things I love to rail on, because I love to call these idiots out on Twitter, January 6th committee. So they subpoenaed more people. They subpoenaed now Giuliani, and apparently I guess they're going to subpoena Jenna Ellis and Sidney Powell, and this is, and I guess another Trump campaign advisor, and I mean it's just here's the Democratic Representative Benny Thompson said, the four individuals we subpoenaed today advanced unsupported theories about election fraud, pushed efforts to overturn election results, or were in direct contact with the former president about attempts to stop the counting of electoral votes. Well, gee, you think the process was compromised? If anything, these people probably were trying to do the due diligence of the American people. How about that? But of course, they're going to be subpoenaed for it because that's what the idiot Democrats on this sham of a committee do. Because all of this is a dog and pony show to demonize anyone that is a liberty minded person. You don't even have to be on the right. All you have to do is disagree with the loons that are the extreme left. And guess what? You are demonized and painted an enemy of the state.
Well, I think a lot of this is also they're trying to nationalize the elections, and so
oh yeah, 100%.
This is their excuse. They're going to say, "Look, the president at the time was trying to change the elections, even though we had changed the laws 3 weeks ago unconstitutionally by using the state supreme courts." And they're going to use this as an excuse to push forward nationalizing the election through legislative means.
Yeah, Trinoculus P says Ray Epps is going to testify in front of that committee as well. So
yeah, he won't be coached or nothing.
No.
Yeah. Wait, so does he work for a 3-letter agency or what?
Not going to get an answer on that one.
yeah, because that whole Ray Epps situation was like, okay, this isn't really normal, and nobody's questioning him. Like, wait, what? They have no interest in this guy until now.
Rita said the snowman can be mixed race if you have a dog.
Oh,
snowman with vitiligo.
Oh man.
Does that snowman have jaundice? Nah.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was white, and look what they did to him. Oh gosh. You know, as far as CG Miss right now, I just I work for Mounting into Comics. I'm technically neutral, but I know a lot of CG creators. It's a great movement. It's a great movement. Anything independent is good in my book. Pelosi is too drunk to know where she is right now. Yes. Small time Republic. Hail to you, buddy. I'm still waiting for Pelosi to be issued a subpoena to testify, and you know she never will be. Yeah.
Oh, that would be absolutely hysterical if she did show up drunk to testify.
TZ Canadian says, "Hail, Drew. Hail and panel. Hail to you, TZ Canadian. Great to see you, buddy." The Queen says, "Shh, Trump, there will be accidents." I love it. We got like all the characters here today. Sima Lou's in the house. My pronouns are doggo and doggy. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Nice. Hail to our boy Cosmic Fusion. What's up? Great to see you, brother. Oh my goodness. Rita says all anyone has to do is go back through history. Know that history is repeating itself right now in real time. But that's why they're keeping education from the new generations. Well, they're also perverting education because that's why there's all this Marxist terminology, all this indoctrination involved in your schools now. That's why, you know, we always tell people it's important to get involved on a school board level and directly involved in what your children are learning, because they're not being taught what they should be being taught, you know, which is the same things that we grew up learning, because we learned, you know, history from an unbiased standpoint, or a lot less biased standpoint than what it is now. It's absolutely.
Well, I mean, Drew. I mean, that's been readily apparent, like in everything that they've been doing over the past year. This is why they wanted to tear down monuments. This is why they wanted to do revisionism on all the history books. They want to get rid of that shit. So when people say, you know, history is repeating itself again, they're going to say, where? It's not in history anywhere. What are they going to do? Are they going to like eliminate everything in history to the point that you can only go back about 3 years and only see what they're saying?
Giving them ideas.
Yeah.
Then in the first year, 2016, there was Ghostbusters by Paul Feig. This is the alpha point of our universe.
Oh, God, is Ghostbusters 2016 going to become like the new Citizen Kane for film school at that point in time?
Oh my God. Oh. In a
This
world
is how
where
you break the glass ceiling.
The Room by Tommy Wiseau becomes an instant classic.
Nice.
That movie deserved it. Completely unintentional, but it deserves to be an instant classic.
Oh, absolutely. Not ironically either.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna shift a little bit to business here in a second, but Nelson said my pronouns are eat, shite, and die.
Business. Are we finally going to order those Depends for Biden? Bear shells Biden?
Yeah, we need to. George Lucas says there needs to be a special edition with all these characters in the chat. Yeah, no kidding. No, I wanted to share this because I know this broke today as well, and I want to get your guys' take on this one because this is from the AP. You know, this came across all the different major news sites as of a couple hours ago. Microsoft is acquiring Activision Blizzard. They're paying nearly $70 billion for Activision Blizzard. And, you know, Activision Blizzard is best known for obviously making Call of Duty and, you know, World of War shit and all that. So, as you can tell, I'm not a WoW fan. But
you know, it was a disgrace what they did to that series, man. That series was good. And I played it for a number of years, and I actually canceled my subscription all the way back in 2019, right around the time of all that Blitzchung shit. As soon as that happened, that's why I said, yeah, I'm done. You know, you want to go like all China, like China, John Cena, you know, you go right ahead. I'm done. And I walked out of it. But up until that point, before actually Activision took over, Blizzard had a hell of a game on their hands. It was evident by every year the subscriptions kept going up. It kept going up. And as soon as Activision got involved, that's when everything went to shit. And everything that Activision touches, it turns to crap. I mean, look what they did. I mean, they're even in that article, they're trying to say the makers of Candy Crush. They didn't make Candy Crush. They bought it out from freaking King. They didn't make it.
You know, the only reason that Microsoft bought this company anyway was because they were floundering. They were still reeling from all that sexual assault nonsense. So, you know, in the quote, frat boy culture and all that, you know, that all the negative spin that was brought on the studio from the quote video game media, which I hate video game media. You know, folks, if you ever want, you know, honest talk about video games that, you know, there's an actual game journalist, yeah, look me up on Bounding. When I do video game articles, I actually write about games. I don't write about this bullshit. But anyway, to get back to the topic, yeah, the company was reeling from all that, and Microsoft swooped in, got it basically at a deal, and you know what this really is about. This is about a lot of the metaverse shit that they're going to incorporate in the stuff. That's exactly what this is about.
Yeah, this gives them a ready-made platform to just launch all
amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, this gives them a ready-made platform to just launch all of the BS that are planning to roll out in the next, 8 years now? Although I think Tony mentioned they pushed the 2030 back to 2050, but I still see this just being nothing good is going to come of this. I mean, you're talking about One, let's address the price tag. $70 billion is a hell of a lot of money. And I don't care how much bigger than the film industry, the gaming industry is. There's no way that's going to turn a profit anytime soon, especially given the downhill slope that this company was on when they, went up for sale in the first place. They already
here's one of the things that they were trying to do a while ago, Zach, and this is when Microsoft was still doing fairly well with the Xbox system before they started tanking after Nintendo came out and started crushing them with their new system. They were actually trying to figure out a way to incorporate World of Warcraft into the regular console system. This is their way of doing it. They wanted the World of Warcraft title on Microsoft, on the Xbox. And this is how they do it. They buy it out, and then they're going to turn it into a console game.
That's true. That's true. WoW will almost immediately port over to Xbox. You know it will. Because they did that with Star Trek Online when Star Trek Online got a console port, and
Minecraft as well when they bought that out. Immediately went over as well.
Yep. Minecraft, and then they bought Terraria out right after that.
Yeah, so and listen, Root Korean, I'm not here to offend WoW players. Believe me, I'm just not a WoW player myself. I am a SWTOR player, which isn't saying much better because technically SWTOR is a WoW clone in combat and things like that. So I guess technically in a weird adjacent way, I'm a wannabe WoW player, but I'm not a WoW fan at all. Trinoculus P said, watch Microsoft switch to an operating system as a service model soon, starting with Windows 11. I'll be switching to Linux completely when this happens. And hey, there's our buddy Chase Geysers in the house.
What's up, you freaks?
Holder.
Hey.
The world record holder, by the way, for Let's Go Brandon, 230 plus thousand times.
All right, Chase, now we got a new one for you. How many times in a row can you say Bear shelves Biden? Get it
Well, I wanted to do that one specifically because of January 6th, because I knew that the media was just going to be a propaganda fest, with their vigil and crap all day. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather just say "Let's Go Brandon" all day than watch that shit.
Yeah, you
so that's why I did
it.
I'll try to break it next January 6th if Biden is still president.
Yeah, which is doubtful. So what you came in on, Chase, we were talking about the Microsoft buying up Activision Blizzard. And I think this is all about the metaverse shit. But, we were also talking about the fact that they're probably almost immediately going to move WoW to a console port as well.
Interesting. I hadn't heard about that. I'll have to think about that. What games does Blizzard have? Obviously StarCraft and the Diablo series and the Warcraft series, but what's their most recent success?
Probably would have been Hearthstone. Hearthstone probably would have been their most recent success because they didn't really do very well with the other ones.
Well, COD's a huge seller, dude. On the Activision side.
That has gone down in value from the moment they picked it up. It's gone down in value.
Does Activision own Blizzard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And now Microsoft owns both.
Yeah. They probably just want to put them on Xbox, right?
So I've heard the deal isn't exactly done yet, but there is some hard sell date that they are running up on or have passed. I've just heard that that's the value of the deal should it go through is something like between 60 and 70 billion.
That's a lot of money, but it's not as much as Joe Rogan.
Oh gosh.
Joe Rogan got paid 100 mil?
No. Billion.
Oh, well, and that's way more than Joe.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I wonder if Bill Gates is even aware that he's about to own these two new companies. I kind of doubt it.
He doesn't own Microsoft anymore.
Yeah,
he sold out.
He has other ventures he's interested in, like pharmaceuticals and farming.
Yeah.
And
trying to murder people over in Africa. Hey.
Well, he's pretty successful there, so
Yeah. So
are you referring to the mosquito nets? Or are you referring to some vaccine stuff he's been doing in Africa?
Isn't he still being sued by India?
I say, yeah. Didn't he? Yeah, they ran him right out of India, didn't they?
Absolutely.
Yeah, India wasn't dealing with this bullshit. Yeah, they ran his ass out.
How much of a douche do you have to be for an entire country to sue you?
You're being sued by India. Get out.
We are not calling you for technical support. We are suing you.
All I can hear in my head is Babu Bet from Seinfeld going, "No, you very bad man, Bill Gates. Very, very bad man.
Your antivirus does not work as you promised."
All right. How do you play WoW on a controller? Yeah, that's
actually there actually is a way that they could do that. So what they could do is they could have, like, just say if you're just using A and B, right? So what you do is you have A, and when you go to hit A, you would hit one of your bumpers to switch to whatever attack that you're going to use instead of being able to point to it, which of course is going to take time, and it's going to decrease how quickly you can get through, whatever abilities you have on an MMO. But that's probably the way that they'll do it. They'll put it on the bumpers.
But I mean, half the point of it is to be able to spam when you've got your 1 to 9. You go 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, you're not going to be able to do that on a console.
No.
If they're cross-platform, anyone who's on PC is just going to kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, because if you're on if you're playing an MMO, like, you got your rotation pretty much down to a science, so you're gonna just wreck anybody that's on a console. E. Clay Thomason, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. I recognize you from Comics Division's chat, so hail to you, man. Microsoft doesn't really care about the console wars anymore. They are more interested in Candy Crush than WoW, because mobile gaming is where a ton of the money is at. Yeah, that is true. Mobile gaming, oddly enough, is one of the top market shares in the entire industry, which is just crazy to me, because I always thought it was going to be, console gaming. But yeah, I mean, mobile gaming is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
but think about. Go ahead.
Overhead.
I was going to say real quick. Think about where you're at as far as the price of phones, just on phones by themselves. How much that they cost right now is compared to how much it costs to buy a console. Back in the day, a console used to be a fairly big expenditure. Now you're looking at these phones, and most of these kids want the brand new phone every single year. So these parents are spending all that money on the phone. Most of them are just going to get them a phone. They're not going to buy them a console too all the time. And most of these kids got their face in their phones all the damn time anyway. What the hell do they need a console for? They want it all in one device that they're walking around with constantly.
Yeah, the problem with the phone business angle for Microsoft is that if they are really investing in mobile gaming, then they're subject to like the Apple Store and the Google Play Store if somebody doesn't have a Microsoft phone, because they're going to have to pay a heavy commission on any sort of in-app transactions that happen. So there's a margin cut there too. That's a risk for them.
Well, I'm sure that they're going to try to introduce something of their own, because Microsoft is greedy and they want it all. Well, they've been that way for a long time.
You guys remember when they tried to do the Windows Phone, which, by the way, actually wasn't that bad of an idea. I actually liked the Windows Phone when it was out, but they just couldn't figure out how to get apps on that thing. It was so it didn't have enough apps on it, so I gave up on it, which sucked, and that's why it just went and fell on its face. But yeah. So this sale to Microsoft was ordered by the shareholders, says Blue-Eyed Rookery in the base. Tony, what's up, man? This is to course correct the industry. What you will see happen at Activision is the same as what happened at Bethesda. Cosmic Fusion said Windows 10 was Windows as a service. Windows 11 will move away from that to quarterly updates and more active spyware. That's a good point.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a good point. I wish
Yeah.
that weren't the case. My question is, how many other AAA developers are left now that essentially Activision Blizzard is going?
EA was sued by multiple nations, Cosmic Fusion, over gambling mechanics in their games.
Yeah, there's not going to be many of these AAA studios left anymore. But honestly, how many of them really deserve to be around? There haven't been that many great games that have come out in the recent past, and I think a lot of it has to do with graphics and just the people's expectations of graphical abilities in games, and the ability to get a game like, say, the God of War 4 that came out on PS5, to get those graphics in a game takes a massive team with huge amounts of money, and a lot of companies aren't wanting to take the risk on it anymore, especially after the failure of Cyberpunk.
Well, you also have the fact that some of these other companies are eating up the smaller companies. Like when EA moved in and they completely took over BioWare, you watch BioWare go from a company that was putting out an outstanding game in the very first Old Republic MMO to what it's actually started to become now. It's kind of a shell of its former self, really.
Oh yeah, BioWare was.
But that's the EA trait though. Look at all the sports games that they've acquired, and they've just turned into nothing, whether it's UFC or basketball or anything like that. It's they've just random into.
Man, Trinoculus, I'm gonna have to ask you about Linux sometime. I've always wondered, what it'd be like to actually have a system running on Linux, like if it's actually really good or not.
It's a little bit more hands-on. I've never used a Linux myself, other than I have like a Raspberry Pi, which uses the Raspbian OS on it. Very simple. It's Linux for a smaller system, but it's a little bit more hands-on than, say, Windows or like the Mac OS. But essentially, you can do a lot of the same things. Most programs are going to be made for Mac OS, Windows, and Linux.
Well, a lot of this has to do with Metaverse too. I know that Microsoft is heavy into the Metaverse shit. So they're going to be right on with that. So they're going to be using this studio to develop Metaverse stuff.
The Metaverse isn't even out yet, and I'm already sick of hearing that. More so than
I know.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I know. Absolutely. All right. Let's get over to this next article that I got. So as you guys know, before I took the week off last week and I was sick, the week before we had Lara Logan on, and we had a wonderful interview with her, myself and Wes Moody. If you go back to the previous episode of Rogue Resistance, you can see that interview. And she was awesome when we sat down with her, and I'm very thankful that we had the opportunity to do that. But apparently, her agency, UTA, is dropping her because of the fact that she very correctly was venting and made the comparison, when she was doing an on-air appearance on Fox News, comparing Dr. Fauci to Dr. Mengele, which I don't think is far off, because I've made the same comparison. If you've heard me here on this program, on this very program, I've said the same thing multiple times because it's true. I mean, the guy's a sick fuck.
I mean, true or not, that's a giant, that's just a button that if you push that button, you're gonna get some flack for it regardless. Like, doesn't matter if you're right or wrong.
No, I disagree, because the former president was called Hitler all the time, and he was called other things like that, and there was never an issue with that. As soon as someone does it against the wrong side, then now it's a problem. They're a journalist.
You're all wrong. You're all wrong. My parents personally knew those people. They were wonderful people, and Fauci is a wonderful person. Stop worrying about your freedoms. Just get off of this. Just stop it.
There's no standard like a double standard, Grant.
Seriously though, that's it. It just depends on which side of the narrative you're on. If you're one of the filthy, unwashed masses who's guilty of wrongthink, which basically means, you have cognitive reasoning skills and a few functioning synapses. Whereas, these insane leftist commies, look at, okay, I'm from Michigan. Look at Carhartt. All right. I grew up wearing Carhartt, and it's like now I have no desire to ever wear Carhartt or support them ever again financially. You make that decision. These people, like I said, this forced, the Supreme Court comes out and blocks, Pop's mandate, and all of a sudden these companies are, no, you still have to get vaccinated. It's like, why? This is proof this doesn't work. Like if you want to get vaccinated, I have nothing against it. I not a thing, but don't force it. You know, you want to. This is the side that wants to talk about body autonomy, my body, my choice. You know, just so a girl can go use Planned Parenthood like it's Plan B. But you know, if I don't want to get a vaccination that you know is not tried and true and tested, you know, and proven, then I'm all of a sudden a bigot and I'm trying to kill people around me and I hate everybody. It's like what have they been gaslighting us this long that we're already conditioned to this? Because that's a very bad sign if we really look at society as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Just using that metric alone, I mean, you know, I'm nobody, but I mean, I can see what's going on. It's ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous.
It's a combination of being gaslit and then a lot of people just having no stronger urge than to cover their own ass, and that being seeming like the simplest way to do it.
Yeah, you know, and Chase, I know earlier today he tweeted an excerpt from Matt Couch's Getter account, and Matt was spot on with what he said. You know, because this is getting crazy stupid with the censorship, and it's all targeted censorship. There's no, it's not even handed one bit. You know who they go after? They go after anybody that is liberty minded, period. And it's like I said before, you don't even have to be technically right. You know, like conservative. They will just come after you if you're liberty minded, period. Because if you don't agree with them, you know, they look at you as an enemy.
Not only do you not have to be like a Republican, because I don't even consider myself a Republican. I just happen to always vote for them.
Right.
But not if you like. You don't even have to be right about the terms violation. Like you could technically not have violated the terms and be able to prove that, and they don't care. So you have to be careful because like when you post stuff on Twitter, it's not a matter of whether you are or are not violating the terms. It's a matter of whether it's going to piss off or not piss off whoever reviews the tweet, right? So you have to be careful. Like if it's close, it's in danger zone.
I mean, the same thing just happened to our boy Wes Moody on YouTube. Same kind of thing. He did something that, while pushing the boundaries of the rules, is still technically within the rules, and they just struck him again. I think he's going for a record.
Well, he's got dedicated haters that are watching him constantly. So, I mean, it's like a few of us. I know I've got a few dedicated haters within YouTube. Oh, yeah. You know what you could do, YouTube. More videos are going to be coming on that, by the way. But it's certain people, we say certain things or we do certain things and they just don't like it because it's not going with the flow of how they want the conversation to go. So they get mad and they target certain channels. Like the game they're playing with me right now is they stop messing with most of my comments and my chats on my videos and on my live streams. Now they're just fooling around with my numbers again. So let's say for example, last month I was sitting at 611. I see, oh, well, you're plus 10 this month. Oh, really? How could I be plus 10 and still sitting at 611? This month I see it's another, oh, you're at plus 3. Yeah, I'm still sitting at 611. How's that even possible if they're not fudging with the numbers? It's either that or them bitches just don't understand math.
Well,
ETEC's going through the same thing at the moment.
They did that to me yesterday. Yeah, I was up to 971 yesterday. During my live stream last night, I checked. And it shot down to 959 and it just got back to 971. And I've beaten 2 copyright claims today and I'm working on my 3rd one right now.
Now, I have heard that they do that a lot, especially when you're live streaming. If you get a big boost of people that subscribe during a stream, they're going to basically withhold those numbers. And like 2-3 days later, you're going to see them show back up. But they still do a lot of shame.
I hit 203 times already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
When I'm not close to 1,000, it's like playing with my emotions, man. I'm like, I feel like Big Worm and Friday. I'm like, damn, Smoking, you playing with my emotions over here. It got me 30 subs in the last 2 days, and you took them all away. I'm just, like, I just want to get it over with at this point. Like, just get by it and get over with.
This is why I'm trying to support like alternative stuff. That's why like on Twitter and stuff, I've been pushing my Odyssey videos because I just know that there's a time when I'm gonna say something wrong on YouTube. They already hit me over some bullshit that where I quoted something that was said in another interview that was already up on YouTube. I quoted them, but no, apparently what I said is vaccine medical misinformation.
And you got to be careful because they'll go back and they'll look at old videos if they really want to get you. Like Matt Couch, he told me today that he got his second strike on YouTube today because of an interview he did 4 years ago. And it's like,
I got hit in 2013.
Yeah, that's and it's stupid because like in the United States, it's illegal to charge someone post facto. So like what that means is if something wasn't a crime when they did it, you can't press charges if what they did becomes a crime later, right? So like after Prohibition passed, you couldn't press charges on somebody for drinking alcohol 10 years before Prohibition passed because it was legal when they did it, right? And so I don't know if that would hold up in court for a private business, but it seems to me that you can't hold somebody accountable to your terms of service updates for content that they publish before the update to the terms of service, right? That's like basic contract law.
It's even crazier than that because there have been channels, I believe that Umbrella Guy and I think maybe Yellow Flash have been struck for content that had been deleted. Which if you check some content that's been deleted, it hasn't been deleted.
Yep.
Ooh, that's scary.
Because once it's deleted, you have no case because you can't click on the button to go down to fight it. So it's permanently there. You have that strike for this video that doesn't exist on your channel. So there's no drop-down menu. There's no nothing. There's no way in which you can fight. And that's going to be the future. As soon as you delete a video or make it private or something like that, that'll be the one that'll get you, and you've got no ramifications.
Yeah, they'll call that an admission of guilt.
Yep,
that's fucked up.
Well, why didn't you stop it? If you knew it was wrong, why didn't you fight it? See, you knew you were guilty.
Yeah, and that's that. They're going to make it even worse. I mean, you guys are spot on. They're going to make it even worse. They're going to make it even harder for people to, get a fair shake, even as hard as it is now, because of the fact that they don't want. They deem people like us that actually want to talk about things and talk about the issues that are facing the everyday American. They deem people like us problematic because we don't conform to that narrative. We question it, and they don't.
Well, Drew, it's not only just that though. But it's also who you associate with. So if you associate with X, and X, and all those people are completely against the narrative that they want to push, you're guilty by association. Like you see the type of content that I do on my channel. I really don't push a lot of envelopes with most of the content on there. I'm usually talking about toys or like I was talking about lightsaber videos and doing lightsaber videos and stuff like that. They went back on some of my older lightsaber videos, like that were over 2 years old. And they went back and they marked them as being 18 plus only because they were not child safe. But everything on my channel is already made not for children. Yet they went back and they further restricted it even further. Why? Because I had a few girls that were holding lightsabers and bikinis as pictures in my video. I mean, that's just the kind of nonsense that they do.
I like chicks with bikinis and lightsabers, man.
I know, who doesn't?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I mean,
it makes my shorts as big as theirs.
Yes, exactly.
That's not
beat me to it.
Not sure that's a comparison you want to make about it.
Oh man!
No, they're tangled. If you put
so many layers to that,
put your foot on my thigh right here and push.
Tommy,
I want to say real quick, just to follow up on what I'm saying by the guilt by association, you really don't need to look no further than what happened to Fanzine. Fanzine doesn't do anything controversial whatsoever on this channel, not even an iota of it. And they had gotten him for how many months?
Couple. He's the most like non-offensive content creator. Like, I mean, and it's nothing against him. It's just the kind of content he creates is like honestly like wholesome as fuck. You know what I mean? Like really, dude, he does retro 80s stuff and talks, he talks about horror movies, but like, a lot of franchise stuff, but like really it's like, who could that possibly offend? You know what I mean? Like who could be nobody? Like he does nothing. He doesn't push the envelope at all. He presents his stuff, and it's just like I don't understand how when they demonetized him, I'm like, for what? For what? Like it doesn't make any sense. Hey, you were talking about Activision and the Blizzard and all that. Tony sent me this. This is from 4chan earlier this morning. And this was a post. It's anonymous, of course. It says, this is what the whole Activision Blizzard scandal was about. It was to cripple the company politically so that Microsoft could take them over. Microsoft sent 2 employees over to Activision Blizzard a couple years ago. Mike Ibarra, who is corporate vice president of Xbox, and Rod Ferguson, head of Xbox's The Coalition Studio. After the scandal, Mike Ibarra became head of Blizzard, and Rod Ferguson is head of development for Diablo Games. They were there to help take over the company from within. Microsoft now owns some of the biggest names, game companies, and previously buying ZeniMax, Bethesda, and now Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, damn.
Do with that information what you will, but I mean, isn't that like considered corporate espionage? I don't.
No, it's like foreshadowing. It's like, hey, guess what? In a couple of years, this is going to be a problem, and you're not going to do anything about it.
You're a saboteur.
So like I made a comment probably a couple months ago now on a stream where I kind of mentioned that certain industries were heading towards monopolization, and every day that passes by, we're seeing more and more of it. And I think we're just going to get to a point where they're just not going to, if they don't break this up, if they don't interject in some way, then that's the new bar, right? That's the new standard for what they're going to allow.
I don't know. I honestly don't think they need to break them up, because every time we've had like an antitrust thing go on, like think about the antitrust that happened in the mid 90s with Microsoft. They made more money than ever. I think the market's going to fix it on its own if we just kind of leave it alone, because Microsoft buying these companies isn't going to do anything to help them make better content if they're corrupt, if they're culturally corrupt within the companies. And I think we're just working closer to what I've been talking about for years now, is the indie revolution. We're going to have smaller devs putting out games that don't have as strong of graphics but have good stories and they're fun and engaging, and those are going to take over, like with Valheim. I mean, Coffee Stain's a small studio, and they're making gangbusters with Valheim, selling it for $20.
Yeah. So, and one of the final things I wanted to get to, as we wind down the different topics, is so there's a great Don Lemon one here. Oh. And it's everybody's favorite TV host.
Good old Don Lemon.
Oh God, this guy is just insufferable, man. I mean, seriously.
Hypocrisy usually is.
So,
before we start that, Drew, I've got to head off, buddy.
What's that?
I've got to head off, mate.
Oh, okay, Grant. No problem. Real quick,
thanks for having me on. Check Stream Elements. I also sent you a tip too, buddy.
Oh, awesome. Well, if you want to let
you can see
people
where
know
this name is, I'll be doing stuff with everyone. I've got an interview with Drew coming up soon. We were supposed to do it yesterday, but life unfortunately got in the way. So we'll be doing that again sometime soon. You'll see me on ETEPS tomorrow. Cultures, Mad Mardigans, Sporking. Yeah, tomorrow's a busy day for me, so I'll be everywhere. So yeah, until then, everyone, take care and have a good one.
Love you.
Hey, thanks, Grant.
Good night, man.
See you, buddy. All right. So yeah, we get into this with Don Lemon. So he said yesterday on the New Day program that people not vaccinated against COVID-19 were idiots who think they are, quote, above the law. Lemon said, I've gotten criticized for saying we should stop listening to the people and they should not be part of polite society. I mean, this guy is God. Is he a fucking fool, man?
Yeah, we've never heard this rhetoric before. Next, they're going to be saying we're unclean.
This is the same channel that just went on air and publicly admitted that they don't think people are listening to them.
Yeah, exactly. Gee, I wonder why. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Don, we talk about such weighty subjects here with you when you come on.
Do you guys hear this?
But there is something we want to show you. It's about a weighty subject, admittedly, but I'm curious whether or not it makes you smile a bit. So watch this. This is This is a TV host talking about vaccines.
Ustedes, antivacunas, bola de imbéciles, ya dejen y por lo menos pónganse en
Yeah, this is there's all kind of people around like Don Lemon, unfortunately. So
Will you send me the link to that, because I'm gonna Photoshop that to be over Hitler's face.
It could have been.
that's
hat on him.
We need to stop listening to the
Spanish
people,
guy?
and they should not be part of polite society, so to speak. You cannot expect. By the way, he is all of us. You know, I want to get up. I want to say, yes!
You're jealous now, right?
I'm mad as hell. I'm not taking it anymore. Basically, that was that moment. He's right. He's right. Listen, the unvaccinated people in the U.S. they're key to the reason that coronavirus, the variants are emerging.
The vaccinated people are getting sick and landing in the hospital.
And the reason why it's replicating.
As this
It looked like Don Lemon was having a hard time reading George Soros' handwriting.
Who are doing their own research online. I can't do my own
I can't even take this guy.
We cannot allow the unvaccinated to move freely through society. We will put them into certain smaller communities where they will live near each other and be safe, and we will call it the Balkans. It will be fine.
Yeah.
Do you think that the German accent sounded evil before 1933? Do you think everyone's like, oh, interesting accent before that? Because like now it's just instantly evil.
No, I think always a little bit there. I mean, when you have certain words like, you know, for butterfly, it's Krankenwagen, or it's sorry, that's ambulance. It's Krankenwagen. Butterfly is a Schmetterling. It's a very sharp language.
It's jarring. It's like Russian. Russian sounds like Klingon. So it's like German, like, and yeah, especially with my background, it's a very jarring language. And my dad used to bodyguard for this German guy, and we'd stay with him. And I swear to God, him and his brother Gerhardt would sit there at night, and they would drink like a 30-pack of freaking like Heineken and talk in German. And I'm just sleeping on the couch, going, "Oh my God, they're gonna try to murder me in my sleep." Like
my ex was German. I can assure you, it is pure evil.
Oh, my wife is German, dude. Like, she's a kraut. I mean,
I'm German, but I'm not from Germany. My family's
no,
been here
she's
since
my wife is.
1893.
Yeah, she's German and Ukrainian, so it's like I don't know. I can deal with part of you. I can at least reason with part of you.
Both countries invaded by Russia.
Yeah, and then I'm Russian. I'm a Russian Jew, Polish, Hungarian, and Ukrainian. So
man.
we've got all that shit covered over there.
White trash blender right there. I'm just
Nice.
Polish and Irish. I got the
Do you have IBS?
The Hungarians, we were like the gypsy people and shit. You know, we was over there. We were getting kicked around our little wagons and shit.
Hey,
man,
the best
that's not
scenario.
cool.
Great to see you, buddy.
My brother-in-law, he's we live here in Georgia in the South. They're Ukrainian, or not Ukrainian, they're Hungarian and Polish, and so he's like, I'm Hungarian, Polish, and Southern, so I'm three kinds of white trash and inbred.
Hail to some of the newcomers in the chat. Forbidden Ruins here, Glinzer's here. I see our buddy Rabbit Slug Ouchies is in here, and of course Tree Rock's dropping some funny shit. I love it. But the thing is with Don Lemon especially, like he is just insufferable. Him and Stelter, I don't know which one between
It's the smugness.
Yeah,
that's a hard choice.
Yeah,
the smugness makes it worse. Like I don't really care when I disagree with people, but when they're smug about it, then it's a problem.
Oh, I know.
You're gonna have a huge show that just puts out absolute misinformation. I hate using that term, but it's what they do, and then call it reliable sources.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, did Stelter get caught vacationing in Florida like Don Lemon did? Because if he didn't, then that puts Lemon on top of that shit sandwich.
Good point.
Stelter's Hillary Clinton's clitoris.
Yeah.
Swollen from non-use, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what was that one a few years back? He was talking about that one city where they said it was oh god, somebody had compared it to like a rat infested dump, and he was sitting there in the middle there trying to convince people it wasn't. While the residents were talking about, I got rats running around. There's garbage all over the streets, and he's just standing there looking like an ass.
It was Baltimore. Yeah, it was Trump called it a rat-infested shithole or something along the lines. And I've been to Baltimore enough times, and I can tell you a good 90% of it is a rat-infested shithole.
Yeah. Hey, brightest day. I need to hit the head for a second. If you could go and pull up this last thing I just popped in the private chat, and you guys give your thoughts on that, because I'm gonna weigh in on that as soon as I come back. But go ahead and pull that
Zach,
up.
be careful. He's telling you to
Share
pull on
that.
something. Be very cautious.
Also, brightest day. It was great to have you in the chat of the Let's Go Brandon feed when we were doing live. I appreciate you being there. There was like a lull at like hour 5 where there weren't that many people watching, and I was losing hope, and then it like popped, and I appreciate you being a part of that.
That was one of the most amusing things of that day. So I appreciate you putting in that gargantuan effort.
I tried to add it to the Let's Go Brandon Wikipedia page, but the Wikipedia editors denied it.
Shocking. Did you get it to the? Did you set the world record?
I mean, no one else has done it, so I established it.
So you just get it on that page instead. That's even better. That's better than
that is
Wikipedia.
better.
Yeah.
You can get Guinness.
Yeah, you can get the plaque. You can get like the printout. Yeah.
I've heard it's hard to get on Guinness. I heard a rumor that you have to do it twice. But
So you're gonna have to do it again next year.
If,
Well, I
if
mean,
Joe
you've got
Biden's
video
president,
evidence
I
of
will.
it, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Like, hey, here's the entire stream of me doing this for 8 hours. Do you really want me to do it
7.5.
again? Or guys, we round up, right?
Right. Just like the Biden campaign. Okay, so Russia could launch an attack on Ukraine at any point. Yeah, they're going to invade Ukraine next month.
I mean,
Look,
this has been news
comrade.
for 30 years. It's
On behalf of Soviet Russia, I can honestly say we have no plans of invading Ukraine. Look, you can trust us. Hands not behind back, fingers not crossed. Would Putin lie to you? Never. Look, he helped Donald Trump get elected in 2016. We helped turn the tide in the war against the last Jedi, and we sabotaged Charlie's Angels. Take that, Elizabeth Banks. You're an evil wench. But we would not attack Ukraine, I swear to you, on all the borscht I have.
Now, you could say that by leaking all the plot points ahead of time, they actually did help fight that battle.
So I got to ask you guys a question. Is Jen Psaki mysteriously hot?
No.
She's just nasty?
No,
I
listen,
think she's
okay.
It's like
Ginger
a hate
January.
attractiveness.
It is Ginger January on my channel. She has no part in it.
Really?
Yeah.
She's
It's just me.
Like I could hate, like, I don't know, I could hate bang like AOC because like Jen Psaki though, I feel like it would just be like, it remind me too much of my ex, whose name is oddly Jen but not a ginger, but has the same like dead eyes and evil demeanor, like, and it's just like it's just I can't. This woman she's like infuriatingly evil. Like
She wore a Russian commie hat, dude. I can't get past that.
Well, so did
I don't
ETEP,
know.
but we're not hating on him. You know, ETEP wants to tell the truth. The real truth is that you would say, hey, I want to hit that other hole, or do you think you can go down? And she's going to say, I'll circle back to that. And that's the part that really gets you irritated.
Look, if she has to,
Shellback says hate bang is acceptable.
I'd be like, can I present you a nice bottle of Communist Choice? Is a good year, right? Is 1984. Come on, have some of these.
You want to talk about being tone deaf?
Let's get
though.
freaky.
All right, it is
I just sent a link to the commie hat.
we ought to all buy one of those and wear one of these times.
We should wear it at like a January 6th protest. Get like thousands of them.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Can you imagine, dude? All we need to do is Photoshop the videos that exist for January 6th and put that hat on everybody.
Would that be better or worse than the pink vagina hats from?
Oh God, that's an upgrade. That's an upgrade, totally. But the thing is honestly, I don't know. In the geopolitical spectrum right now, do you guys think is Russia actually going to invade Ukraine.
Yeah,
they've been wanting to get back everything that was behind the Iron Curtain for years now.
Yeah. Did you see the footage of all the tanks they're moving?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, aren't they doing like a pincer maneuver to try to cut the country in half at this point?
Well, I know that they've been steadily encroaching on the territory, so I'm not surprised one bit by this. But
they need the oil reserves. Eventually, they're going to need them because they failed in Afghanistan to take over there, so they got to stick with Ukraine.
I don't think though that the U.S. is actually going to help.
Not with Biden in charge.
No,
unless Biden wants to protect his interests at Burisma.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Would he be showing his hand too much if he showed out for Ukraine at this point?
He'll still get paid out either way, even if Russia were to take over. He's gonna, he got what was it, like $5 million from the mayor of Moscow?
There's Jen in the pink commie hat.
Yeah.
Is that John Kerry with his big we were talking about Rocky Dennis from The Mask the other night, Tommy? Like John Kerry is that dude is like he's Ark of the Covenant ugly. Like I mean,
I'd hate bang him.
Like, all things being equal, John Kerry's face looks like those old wooden barrels. Like if you had two of his faces and like put them back to back and like you could make like an old wooden barrel out of his face. Like look at it, it's terrifying. Like
dude, that is
it's fucking horrifying.
That'd be one of the most terrifying fucking totems if you ever saw it.
Totem pole of John Kerry.
He looks like he could eat an apple through a picket fence.
Exactly.
This is like communist Mount Rushmore.
Tickles right out of the jar.
It is like communist Mount Rushmore. My God.
Communist, dude, that's so funny. We should totally Photoshop Mount Rushmore to be that picture.
Somebody send me that picture. Email me that. I'll get on that. I'll make that Mount Rushmore.
This is my face right now inside.
You need to put AOC on that too, ETEP, where her big ass teeth hanging out.
I would say down at the foot of Mount Rushmore, wearing knee pads would be Kamala Harris. But can I get up there? Jesus, Kamala.
Can you imagine a conversation between Biden and Putin? Like, how does that go? You got to stop doing that. That thing that you're doing. That's why he has that look on his face. That thing. Stop doing it.
We don't like you going over to the Cranes. They're a good family. We don't like it.
So Psaki said the Secretary of State Tony Blinken would meet with his Russian counterpart in Switzerland this week to urge Putin not to invade Ukraine and warn of quote severe consequences if they chose not.
What's he going to do? Shit in front of him?
No option is off the table, she said. Gee, I wonder what that means.
Yeah, we're going to send Biden's dirty diapers right to Russia if you do that.
Okay, look, man, I'm trying to get everybody vaccinated. And Putin's down here invading Portugal. And come on, man.
So here's the secret, right? There is a pee tape, but it's just Biden peeing himself.
Oh, and if you were reading that right the first time, what they have typed there was a typo. It was supposed to be severe circumcisions.
Hey, my wife's a doctor. She's a doctor of kindergarten.
The crane kick is illegal. Cobra Kai said once. Oh man. Hail Maria, unlocking lore. Great to see you. Oh, always great to see you, Maria. Oh man, this is like rabbits like ouchies. I have not seen the newer Dune. I need to actually.
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
So
it's good.
I watched it three times.
It was excellent.
That's the one thing I haven't caught up on. I actually, while I was sick, I caught up on The Expanse, which I may do a video actually about the finale of The Expanse because it didn't really sit well with me. let's see. The Tree Rock Creation says that picture of Putin looks like it has a Federal Express carton on his desk.
So why does everybody think Putin is so evil? I've read the extent that I've studied him is his Wikipedia, and I know that he was formerly in the KGB when the KGB was a thing. But like, what has he done that is just so menacing?
I think a lot of it comes from he is rather nationalist as far as Russia goes.
Sure.
And, that just doesn't sit well with mainstream media and in general. And
yeah,
he's an easy person. He seems like, he looks like an evil villain from like a James Bond movie. And I think he's
he does.
an easy target that you say like, oh, look, this leader went and talked to Putin. How dare he go talk to Putin? It's like, well, we're trying to keep a relationship with him. We're no longer enemies. It's, we're not exactly allies, but at least we can sit down at the table with him.
I mean, he did steal that guy's Super Bowl ring.
Yeah. Tony, Blue-Eyed Root Korean the Base says he does long for the commie days. So he is kind of old school Russia.
Yep.
So
I don't think he's a commie though.
Me neither. I think it's mostly about he wants to get back everything that was behind the Iron Curtain. He wants all of that back, including Poland, Ukraine, all that stuff.
He wants Mother Russia back together. He wants the pieces put back together again.
And make no mistake, they are definitely in bed with China. They are not our friends in any case.
No.
We're in bed with China though. I mean, we import everything from them.
Yeah, but we're okay. So I'm gonna peek back in my own little sphere here. So I work in submarine construction for the U.S. Navy, and the briefings that we get sometimes on the situation between Russia and China does not paint a pretty picture for the South China Sea. And we might import a bunch of plastic from China, but we ain't helping them build nuclear submarines.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of complexity going on in the South China Sea right now.
Russia's got a great history with their nuclear technology.
Oh yeah.
You say that, but their submarines are actually the one aspect, even when the rest of their economy was going down, that they were pumping money into because they understand the importance of it. Aside from a couple of incidents, they're actually competitive, if not ahead of us, in a lot of areas.
Yeah, Chernobyl.
Well, they've always had really strong scientists over in Russia. The problem is that with the controlled market, there's too many variables that you have a single committee controlling for. There's always going to be so much waste. I mean, just because they have a shit economy doesn't mean they're not going to put out good products. It's just how long can they actually make them?
Yep.
TurboGrafx Sobat said Putin has killed all his political.
So he's a Clinton.
Yeah.
He's a Clinton.
Yeah.
I mean, all things being equal,
I know that people are still arrested in Russia for what they post on social media, so it's not exactly a beacon of freedom of speech. There's some remnants of the communist regime there, Soviet Union.
Well, yeah. Are you saying Russia might nuke itself again? Yeah, man. Because those workers those damn workers, when they go on their smoke breaks, they just turn the dial up to 11. Damn it.
Did you guys watch that show, Chernobyl?
Oh, it was a great show. I freaking loved it.
Yeah, that was an insane show, man. It was great.
It made it seem like the British fucked up because the whole cast was from the UK.
Yeah, communism needs nationalism to survive, even though they play the globalist card. That's an astute observation.
And you're seeing that with how China is rejecting the progressive aspects of Western culture right now.
Yep.
Yeah, they have this constant ebb and flow in China of, they try to control the markets more and more, and they try to crack down on social initiatives and keep communism in check, but eventually the money starts running dry, so they allow foreign investors to come in, and we're going back towards their cracking down period.
In Mother Russia, gulags are holiday resorts. Have fun, says Rabbit Slughouse.
What was that Call of Duty game where you escaped the gulag with that dude? Which one was that? Was that Black Ops 3? In the campaign?
It might have been Black Ops 3. I can't remember which one exactly.
That was a good one. I wish they would keep making good campaigns like that.
Oh, I thought that was a new game coming out called Escape from Biden.
It might be.
Escape from DC.
Escape from Australia.
Escape from Australia. Those are voluntary refugee temporary shelters.
Oh, yeah, it's voluntary, but if you don't go, we're going to hit you with a $5,000 fine.
Right.
If you don't pay that, we're going to throw you in jail. It's interesting how the word voluntary has changed a lot.
Yeah. Look,
you're being volunteered.
Yeah.
They just bent the definition. That's all.
Well, they're bending a lot of things these days.
Well,
including us over.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's gonna get, I think, really, really tense this year in world affairs when it comes to the geopolitical saber rattling and the situations like Russia and Ukraine, and then of course, I know that India's got no love lost for China, so that is constantly on a tense level, and we may. It's not out of the realm of possibility that shit could pop off one way or the other, and that's what does kind of worry me. And then there's the very real thing here that eventually something might give, and we may have our own revolution on our hands. That may happen too. Don't think that couldn't happen.
I think it's less and less likely every day, honestly. And as much as I hate to say that, it does seem like there's a general wave of complacency among large swaths of the population, even if not all of it. I understand there's a huge population that's definitely going to say F you to whatever comes around, but there's a lot of people that in the end, like I said before, are just going to cover their own asses.
Yeah, even I wear a mask at the airport.
Yeah, Gomer Kyle. Yeah, I saw that. That's the guy. He's part owner of the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, he basically just slept off the fact of what's happening with the Uyghurs. I mean, that was absolutely disgusting. I was like, seriously? And this is why, the sports leagues, they sold out to woke a long time ago, though. A lot of these team owners, a lot of the decision makers in the leagues, the commissioners, they work at the behest of the owners, so they're going to go where the wind blows, and everything is blowing towards woke. And and it sucks because to a large degree, it's the same thing you guys see happening with our entertainment and everything else, where we're sitting here and we're complaining about the product, we're complaining about the woke messaging, asking, anybody to do something about it, and it falls on deaf ears because they're using it as a vehicle to propagandize the population. Well, that's the same thing with the other forms of escapist entertainment, like sports. They just went and embraced woke. So, that's all across the board now. And I grew up on sports, and it sucks because I grew up on football, basketball, especially, where, it's very hard for me to be able to enjoy and watch basketball now. It's very hard for me to enjoy and watch football now. I still do, but I don't have nearly the same level of enjoyment or escapism that I had before. So, if somebody can whack-a-mole that bot, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that, or at least what I hope is that eventually, I'm not a full-on, libertarian or anything, but I think that markets can fix a lot of things. And I'm really thinking that there's a lot of people who aren't happy with what's been going on in sports, what's been going on in entertainment, pop culture in general. And what I'm hoping is that these places are going to start losing money. And we see that already happening. Movies, they're losing money like crazy. The 355, last I checked, they had only made $7 million. The movie cost, production alone was $75 million. They hadn't even made back 10% of their budget in a week.
Yeah, that's not even a flop. That's just a failure to get off the ground.
Oh, yeah. So what I'm hoping is that eventually the people who are actually looking at the money, the people whose wallets these are going to actually affect, are eventually going to turn around on the woke idolatry that we see going around.
Yeah.
Well, I think it may happen to a degree. There are certain companies that I think are seeing the way the winds are blowing, and they see it's not going in their favor at all. But then, of course, we always have the other companies, like I'm sure you guys remember the whole Gillette fiasco, where the president of that company come out and said, I don't care how much money we lose, we're going to stick with this agenda. Like, there's certain companies and there's certain people that are at the top of those companies. They're still going to push through this no matter how much money they lose. Look at this.
It comes back to the
Disney's
stakeholders,
a pure example of that.
What did Gillette do
Ben
again?
and Jerry's.
They put out a commercial basically saying that all men are, secret rapists, and we want to just go.
There's rape
it's
around
wrong.
every corner, too.
Oh yeah. And you can't go flirt with a woman, or you see a pretty woman in public and you want to go walk after her. Some dude's got to walk in front of you and go, bro, that's not cool.
Jinkies, my roofies. Where are my roofies?
Hey, that's not fair. Don't play on my Velma fetish.
You know, they act like no interaction between a cisgendered white male ends with a female without a restraining order being involved. At the end of it, it's like this is the whole thing was insultingly just. It's like you can't read the room. That's basically what it was. I remember that because I used to use Gillette razors because I go through a lot of razors, and it was not so much here but just here. So I was like, I just stopped using them. Like, I'm not gonna, and it's like a pebble in the ocean, but enough pebbles, and that's what happened. And they lost a ton of money over that. It was like they were like, whoa, okay. It kind of made them like it's like because you got shareholders you have to answer to then for your stupidity,
Well, Root Korean brings up I like the statement how he put this. Every lie our government tells incurs a debt to the truth. Sooner or later, that debt is paid. I like it. Unlocking lore, Maria, she says, hockey was my refuge until they put a BLM photo on my favorite team. Yeah, and that's the shit. They just throw all this shit out there, into the league, and it's ridiculous. And the ridiculous COVID policies with across the board over here in the States, the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, they're absolutely, they're a farce. And Clay Travis has done a lot of good work talking about those policies. One of these times on the program, I will actually dedicate a program where we'll talk about sports and we'll talk about that side, because I want to really talk about people like Aaron Rodgers and Kyrie Irving and how they're kind of standing up for what they believe in. And I have a lot of respect for that. So one of these days we will do a program specifically on that. Godzillionaire says, that's not a bot. That's Putin coming to say hello, comrades.
Yeah, that was pretty appropriately timed, wasn't it?
Shellback says, we need another revolution. If we keep going the way we are, we'll be invaded instead. And some people do feel that way.
So do you remember there was an older movie, I think it was like in 1997. Was it Bo Bridges or what was what the hell's the name? It was called The Second Civil War. Initially that one was actually started over forced immigration, which is still kind of a hot button topic today.
No, Gomer Kyle, I can tell you some stories about Lubitsch. I don't like that guy. And listen, I'm from Cleveland. I'm grateful that the guy helped win us the title back in 2016. But dude, I will tell you this, man. I know some things about LeBron growing up here. Trust me, and he is not a good person.
He definitely hasn't read the autobiography of Malcolm X. That's all I know about him.
No, definitely not.
Well, he read the first few chapters, but he didn't get to the end.
Anyway, which you should never even start that book unless you're going to finish it, because Malcolm X totally changes in like the last 50 pages, and you miss the whole point if you don't finish that damn book.
That's LeBron.
Look at NASCAR, a sport born by true outlaws. Now they bow down to the man. NASCAR died with number 3 anyways. Yes, it did. Yeah, it did.
I believe ETEP has to dip out.
Yeah, I got a jet.
Miss you.
Yeah,
bye.
Superfan Adam Shawhan is here. ETEP. So
Hail, super fan. All
give
right,
a
yeah,
shout
man.
out to Adam, and I will make you big and let you talk about your stuff.
All right, I'm Etep Queen of the Place to Be Reviews. Thank you to this wonderful panel, this awesome chat. This has been a blast. Chase, it's good to see you again, sir.
You too.
Always a pleasure. Yeah, I'm headed over to Tony Tone Defs right now. We're going to talk. We're not doing the Monday Night Wars tonight. We're just going to kind of have a chill stream and just have some conversation over there. Come hang out over the Clown World Review at 8:30 till probably about 10:30 tonight. And you can join us tomorrow over on the Place to Be Reviews at 9 Eastern for Place to Be Reviews Live tomorrow night is the yet unnamed show. It's still the same. Everything's the same. We'll still have Holy Shit News. It's just different name. That's all. I assure you, nothing's changed. Don't worry. You'll still have your Grace Randolph gifts of her saying, well, and all that. And we'll have Holy Shit News and all the other goodness tomorrow night. Our guests, Culture Casino, Mr. Grant Gregory will be joining us from down in the land of Oz. So, yeah, thank you, Hail, and have a great night, everyone. It was good seeing you, and hail the chat. Bye. I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Take care, my friend.
I didn't get it out.
Oh man, but yeah, you know, it's a shame with the way that things are going, but the one good portion, I think, of everything is that the situation has fostered a whole generation of voices to say, fuck it, enough. I'm standing up for what I believe in. And that, I think, is one of the positive byproducts of all of what you see happening. Because, you know, more than ever, we've got people coming out of the woodwork to stand up for their principles and the principles of America and for the Constitution and being liberty-minded in general. You know, it's becoming the cool counterculture to be liberty-minded, and that's good, because we need to get back to that being the common sense majority, and we will. And I think we will. You know, we got voices like Chase, you got voices like me, you got voices like Clara Logan, you got voices, you know, like Nikki Klein, our friend Nikki. And so, you know, we've got tons of people out there doing it. We just need to continue to band together and keep bringing the noise. Not to quote Public Enemy or anything, but, you know, that's what needs to happen. And we're doing it, folks, slowly but surely. So just in 2022, remember, you know, keep fighting the good fight. We got this. We got this. All right. I'm going to go around the panel because we're closing in on the bottom of the hour. It's going on 8:30. So I'm going to go around and let everybody kind of talk about what they got going on, where you can find them. And we will start with our guest of honor that popped in to join us for the fun and debauchery, and that is the real Chase Geyser, the record holder for Let's Go Brandon.
Thank you so much for recognizing me and having me on. I always love being on this show. You guys are great, really fun to hang out with. My name's Chase Geyser. I'm the host of the podcast One American Podcast. You can find me. You can find me anywhere online at Real Chase Geyser, RealChaseGeiser. Or if you want to subscribe to the podcast on any platform, video or audio, you can find all of those links at oneamericanpodcast.com. And recently got approved for video on my Spotify publication, so you can actually watch on Spotify too, which is going to be fun. So yeah, thanks a lot again for having me, and check out the podcast.
Yeah, Chase, I love having you on here, man, especially when you could come on this show and we can just like fire up the stream and dick around and talk about what's going on and like not give a shit.
Really? Did you have to put it that way, Drew?
Yeah.
Right after he said he was going to make ETEP big. Yeah, you're making everybody uncomfortable, Drew. You already take up 95% of the screen.
No, but it's cool because we just speak from the heart, and we can like clown around out here. That's what's fun. Is that's one of the things about the things that you guys don't see behind the scenes. Being friends with Chase like IRL, and when I talk to him, like the funny shit that we talk about, it's hilarious, and then we bring it to the stream, which is even better.
Yeah, you guys hanging out with you guys, it's like we would definitely have all been friends in high school.
Oh God, yeah.
It's a cool vibe.
Yeah, for real. All right, well, let's go over to Free Speech Gaming, man. Good to see you.
Hey, everybody. Wanted to say hail to the chat, hail to the panel, and hail to everybody who's going to watch us in the future. Really glad all of you could come and spend some time with us here on what is currently the Rogue Resistance. You can catch me here on YouTube or over on Odyssey and Rumble. I'd really like for people to go over to Odyssey and shoot me a follow there and actually watch the videos over there instead of YouTube, because, screw YouTube. But yeah, if you ever wanted to hear somebody call Frosk from G4 TV and insufferable cunt like 21 times in a 12-minute video, then I'm your guy.
Try 25,000 times in 7.5 hours.
Yeah, I don't know.
So go over to Tommy and the Guinea Pig Collective.
That's a certain amount of dedication to do that many times. But yeah, you know what? I just want to say, fuck you. Yeah, fuck YouTube. Yeah. I'm going to do the rest of that song. It's going to happen. But anyway, guys, you know where you can find me. Just find the trail of jelly beans that the guinea pigs have left behind right back to my channel, where you can see us talking about old school toys, new school toys that are doing it right, old movies and the such. Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, we have Going Old School Retro Discussions, where we usually get a good panel of people together and we talk about those old things that we love from the past. And on Thursday at 7:45, United Underground presents Collectible Pass, where Vinny and I get together and we talk about a lot of the newer toys and a few of the older toys as well. Fun times to be had by all. The nostalgia is heavy. Hope to see you there. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not watch, because your silence gives consent. And if you're not careful, you're going to wind up getting smacked across the face of one of Drew's like long throws.
Nice. And
Keep
of
that
course,
thing in your pants, Drew.
And of course, we go last but not least over to
I broke Zach.
Over to my co-host of the Pegasus Actual Podcast and of this show and the producer of this show. Oh, he wears so many goddamn hats. That be Brightest Day, aka Zach.
This is the only hat I wear. I only own like a couple of hats. Hi, everybody. Brightest Day, YouTube, Odyssey, Twitch, half dozen other places. Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, booked with Brightest Day. I read classic sci-fi novels to you. I have a slew of videos coming out in February where I'm going to be reviewing the intro sequences for classic TV shows. So that's going to be something I try. Also in February, I'm going to be giving away a bunch of physical media that's rolling in. So stay tuned for your chance to win that. Please subscribe.
Yeah. And, the cool thing is that with this show, you always have the resistance because, who needs the 5 on Fox? Who needs, all these panels of talking heads you can watch on the cable networks? When you can come on this channel, on this program, on a Tuesday, you get Chase Geyser, you get us, and it's no holds barred. And we talk far more entertaining shit than they do. So there you go.
Well, it's because we don't have an agenda we're having to push.
No, exactly. We just say what the hell we want.
My agenda is liberty.
Exactly.
I have an agenda. I got the biggest agenda of all.
We don't push agendas. We push envelopes.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Just like the DNC.
I pushed the peen. All right. Until next Tuesday, folks. I will see you again. Don't forget Pegasus Actual on Thursday. If you enjoy Battlestar, we will see you there. If you want to talk some PSG, and until next Tuesday, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. I love you, man. And remember,
that's my opinion.
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
That's right. Of course it would.
When you did that when Laura Logan was on.
It was brilliant. Brilliant.
She liked it too, actually.
Yeah, she's the best.
All right, folks. Take care of yourselves. Good night.
They think it's right to murder. They want to murder. Look at all the people, and they get a kick out of it. A sexual kick out of it. The whole thing, I think it's sick. The whole thing, I think it's sick.